this trading room here. Hey, we got somebody on here. No La Trada. Singing some Pink Floyd with me. All right, so we got some people getting on here. I'm just gonna wait just a minute, and I'm going to what I'm going to be going over today is going to be there I am. So what I'm going to be going over today is depth of the market, level 2, and order flow, and different ways you can see it. So I'm just going to wait just a little bit here, a little bit longer, make sure people get on. Oh, snap. So, all right, we got people coming in now. Yeah, I'll upload it. I'll upload it, Lee. Not a problem. All right, so I'll go ahead and upload it for anybody that misses it. Just cut my bald head here. Right. All right. So what you see right here is BookMap. I actually just got all signed up for it, studied it over the weekend, and used it for the first time today. I like it a lot. But first, let's go to just a simple 1 minute. Everybody's familiar with this, right? Let me go ahead and change the screen over. So everybody's familiar with the candles. There's different types of candles that you can use. These are the basic candles. We can just go through a few just for people that maybe are really new. But you can go in appearance. There's different ways to do this depending on who you use. But we got Hikanashi. Now Hikanashi, a lot of this is all developed by Japanese. What it does is it averages out candles. All right, it does a math equation, whatever that is, and it helps you see overall momentum better in the market. Okay, so you can just simply compare that right there to, let's go back to a minute, to regular candles. Now you got then you got different ways to see these candles. And obviously you can do that by a 133 tick, 233. You can go to your time frame tick chart and you can change your ticks to whatever number. Now what this ticks is transactions. Okay, so whether it's a buyer buying in or a seller selling off, a transaction made in the market creating a tick. Now if you did one, well, let's go to 10 ticks. You see? Give it a minute. Let's let it update. There we go. All right, so here's just, what was that, 10 ticks I did? So even now with the volume, now I'm going to go into Active Trader, and I'm going to show you right here. This is the depth of the market. This is level 2. Now if you use Webull, you're not going to see it like I call it a ladder. You're not going to see it like this, but you will be able to see an order flow. Now there's level 1, level 2. You got different levels of the market. And whoever your broker is and you go through, depending on what they offer, you'll get different styles of this. Okay, that's a good way to understand it. So we got Nola Trader. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Nola Trader says they use a 25 tick setting in the aftermarket for trading earnings. So that's cool. That's a strategy. So I'm gonna just explain what I do with my tick charts. What I do is I do a 512, a 233, or a 133. Now I was taught how to trade tick charts by somebody else starting with a 512. So instead of using a minute chart, I would use a 512, and I believe the reason of those specific numbers of 512, 233, and 133, it has to do with Fibonacci. Okay, so a lot of people know about this type of Fibonacci right here, like Fibonacci retracements and stuff like that. Come on. Okay, now see, you take a bottom, you take a top, and you take a bottom, and what it should do is give you levels. See how it went up and then it touched this level here just about and then bounced off of it, and then it kind of tracked around this level, and then it kind of retraced to this level. Well, that could be because of Fibonacci. Now what Fibonacci is let's see, because this would be kind of cool. We can go into a little bit of detail here. Let's go to Google. Let's see. Oh, it starts with an F. Fibonacci. See, man, Google's so good. See that spiral right there? Okay, that's Fibonacci. Now, nature creates it. Hurricanes, a seashell, a wave, all different things in nature. The way birds are shaped, like birds and their aerodynamics and planes, it all has to do with this. Now, supposedly, this is nature's Fibonacci sequence, and oh, look at that. Trading, supposedly, and a lot of people swear on it, our minds and trading work in a Fibonacci as well. So if you use 5, 12, 233, and 133, they're numbers dealing with Fibonacci. And supposedly, if you use those in a tick chart, it will actually create more patterns to trade off of that are recognizable. More people can embellish on that, but that's just something to know. Okay, so now that is going to lead us in. Now we know there's all different ways to read candles. Let's just go to a basic 1 minute. This is currently a 1 minute, and this is in the ES. So this is in the futures of the S&P 500. Okay, now we're going to open up Active Trader. Now this is showing you limits. Okay, we got 57, we got 5. You see 33 now. Up here is 106. Oop, where'd it go? It's up here, right? 168, okay? So remember this number, 246. 246. You see this here? 246. You see this red? You see up here this red? Check this out. See how it's white? Let's switch it up. Yellow. Okay? Just think of it like an artist. Okay? Just think of it like art. We're not thinking numbers. We're thinking pattern recognition and art. Okay? So you are seeing limit sells limit sells and limit buys in the market. Now you're not seeing stops. You're seeing limits. Okay? In the future, there's going to be ways to see stops. I'm going to teach people about that. That's not out yet, but when it comes out, we're all going to learn it. We're going to do it together. Okay, so this is the beauty of it. There's people waiting in line at this level. Does it mean the market is going to move up here and touch this? No. But it lets you know that there's liquidity in that area. Okay, this is the way I always traded the level 2 in the futures. I always use this. Now I could never see higher than it. I could never see lower. Now I used Tradeovate. It's a different broker, and what it did is it took these numbers here and it totaled them and put them in the bottom. Now, let me move this camera out of the way here. It totaled them and put them at the bottom. So what would be cool is when a lot of volume would come into the market and these numbers would jump real high. If a lot of people came into the market at a certain level and that number grew, typically, let's say these all busted out to the 300s while these stayed in the single digits. The market tends to, of course, move up to those areas because of liquidity, because there's people ready to sell in that area, and then it only takes buyers wanting to get those sales. So people are willing to sell, buyers are willing to buy it, right? It's going to ride up to it. Now, while that's going on, you could see those total numbers, and I really like that about the depth of the market for Tradeovate. Okay, now these companies are always evolving. They're always going to be creating other ways. There's always attachments or other programs that you can purchase and load into what you're seeing on this platform and blah, blah, blah. The more you dig, the more you'll find. Okay, so that's that, right? So let's say I'm always going to continue to buy and sell and do my trades here on this part, because I could click here and literally buy 30 or buy 1 or buy 5. Now, if I do it up here, it's a stop. If I do it down here, it's a limit. Okay, if I did a limit buy up here, it would just buy me in down here at 2042 because it's going to give me the best. Now, if I do a stop up here, it's not going to buy me in until the market goes up and reaches that limit. Now, it's also not going to buy me in until all the other contracts that are waiting in line before me go ahead and take. Okay? So that's a good little way to understand it. Let's see here. I'm going to close back out of this active trader here so you can see the whole chart. And now what I want to do is I want to go into this new platform here. Okay? It's really cool. I'm going to be using it. What I recommend is to use it side by side. So just because we only got one screen here, it's going to be tough. But we're just going to, let's go ahead and move this over here. And let's go ahead and compare it. Okay, so we got 42.50. It's at 42.25. Okay, so just compare them here. Just watch them for a minute. Okay, so you see what we're looking at now. Okay, now this is the beauty. These numbers here, as they change, let's say you got these 90 people up here at the 45 range. Now you see back here it was yellow. Now it's dropping back to the blue color. Now you can switch it up, okay? You can, if you don't like that color scheme, let's bring in the red. Okay, I like this one because you can really see it. Now check this out. You can really see the depth of the market. And this, I'm going to show you something really cool here. Watch this. Look at that. We are seeing all the way up to 3,255. Look at all those people there waiting. Okay, now look at this zone right here too. Now look below it. Do you see that going on down here? What does that tell you, everybody? What does the market want to do? We got a lot of people willing to sell their contracts up above. Okay, we got a lot of bets. Well, let's call them bets. Let's look a little bit out more. Oh, look at that. Okay. Now, let's zoom out in time. And let's take a look at the market. Okay. All right, right here was the hour that it shut down. What is that, 5 o'clock? 5 to 6. Market shuts down right here. But this was the market today. You see right here when it dropped? And it dropped down in this area, then it got pulled back up here, then it got pulled up to this zone. You see what you're seeing here? Is it a crystal ball? Is it going to tell you the future? No. But it's giving you a lot more intel than you can see, okay? And just the regular structure that I've been using for a long time. Now here's the other beauty of it. We're going to zoom back in here. Now, what are we seeing over here on the right? We're seeing up to 248. So we got 248.50 here. So let's just give it a little bit more than we were able to see there. Okay, now we're going to go to time. We want to see 1 minute. So let's just go ahead and use this now. We're just going to use this. Okay, now look here at the bottom right. You got this many buyers right now. You got this many sellers. Okay, so there's another way to watch it. Just like driving a car, you got like a, you know, if you're overheating over here, woo, slow down or go for short, you know. buyers kick in and this really lets loose, buyers are growing, you know. Now let's go ahead and let's see how the time. Check this out. Now we're really zooming in on time here, and you're able to see every single, there's a few trades made right there, smaller trades being made. Okay, now we're going to go into a minute. This is 1 minute, so this is literally 1 minute right here. When we see one candle form is when we have it go from this line here all the way to the end. That's 1 minute. Now if we want to see 30 minutes, that's 30 minutes right there. Okay, looks like the market wants to go up here and hit the 46 range. Looks like, okay, see how the color's changing now because it reached that spot there. Right back here we had a lot of people hitting the market, but they canceled out. They faked us, right? Fake, psych. Let's zoom in here. Let's get back in on this. Look at that. Now check this out too. This is volume, okay? You're seeing volume. You're not just seeing the candles anymore. You're seeing volume. Now you can make them bigger or smaller. Now let's say you got a whole lot of volume and you want to really bring it down. This is each individual transaction. If a bunch of buyers buy in and it can't fit it, it's going to grow the bubble. Okay, let's grow the bubble out big time here just so we can see it more. Now if buyers and sellers kick into the same range, then what it could do, and I'm not even seeing it here, but what you'll see is you'll see one of these bubbles and it'll be like a pie chart, like 50-50, buyers and sellers, one half of it's green, one half of it's red kind of deal. All right, so I'm going to zoom it out a little bit. We're going to see a little. Now this explanation here, you should get it, okay? It's just visual. There's nothing more to it. If you don't understand it after what I'm explaining here, I really don't know what to tell you. I'd study a lot more into trading. But it looks like the market really wants to get back up here to 3,250. Now, as you can see, we got a lot of color growing here, and buyers are buying in. It's not that much more than sellers, but we do see a steady growth. Now, let's zoom in. Let's watch it on a 10 seconds, every 10 seconds here. Okay, you could watch it really close here if you want to scalp the market. Let's just say you want to scalp 2 ticks. Okay, you could literally watch here really close, or you could zoom out and get a better picture. Depends on your style of trading, how your mind works. Let's go into 1 minute. Let's watch this area right here. Now when buyers start kicking in, if buyers kick in strong, you'll see the lighter color, like this white color to yellow color, start kicking up like a staircase. And that staircase will just start bringing the trades up. Now if you want a little bit less of this here, you can bring this out to that. See more history, less of the, what's currently happening. You only need a little bit of that. Okay, now this is like total trades, I believe. Yeah, see, it just keeps adding up. Total of interest in that area, and then the current of what's in that spot. Does anybody have any questions? Mr. Prez, you in a Chick-fil-A listening to trading? People looking at this thinking you're an astronaut, man. Stocks 36. It doesn't have mobile currently. Next time I talk to the guy that I talked to, Bruce, he's a pretty cool dude. If you call, you're probably going to get Bruce. Shout out to Bruce. But if you end up talking to him, ask him. I do know Tradeovate. You've had to buy BookMaps, and then you could pay a monthly fee in Tradeovate to use it, and then it was mobile because it was on a cloud. But for some reason, Tradeovate doesn't advertise it anymore. I'm going to call him tomorrow and find out if you can still do that. If so, yes, you can get it mobile. If not, if NinjaTrader, call NinjaTrader. There's a few other. Just go to bookmap.com. Find out all what brokers use what for futures and use what for stocks, And yes, you can get stocks on this. I don't think my feed, I haven't even looked, gets stocks. Yeah, so I'm paying like $29 a month for this, just for the futures. If I wanted stocks, I'd have to pay an extra whatever. But I do get CME, whatever the CME brings in on futures. So, yep. But yeah, if there's no questions, I'm going to jump off for the night. I just wanted to cover the depth of the market and order flow. But this also a lot to do with volume too. I mean, with these bubbles and how bubbles can grow. Like if you just started seeing some green bubbles just kicking like crazy, man, ride them bubbles. It's going to be a new saying. All right, y'all. Have a good night.